On the edge of a small town, there stood an abandoned house, a place where no one dared to go near. The house was old, the paint on the walls had chipped away, and the windows were all broken. The yard was overgrown with weeds, and the trees were gnarled and twisted. The locals knew the house had a dark past, but no one dared to investigate. With all the party supplies in tow, the group of friends approached the house, but a sense of dread consumed them as they drew near. The air was eerily silent, and the only audible sound was the rustling of leaves. Cautiously, they made their way through the overgrown courtyard and onto the porch. The door screeched open, unleashing a musty odor of aged wood and mold that assaulted their senses. As they stepped inside, the disarray of the abandoned house was immediately apparent. Furniture lay buried under a thick layer of dust, and the walls were peeling and cracked. The only illumination in the dimly lit space came from the broken windows, casting sinister shadows that seemed to dance along the walls. As they began to explore, the sound of strange noises echoed from above, giving them a sense that their arrival was far from welcome. Gina proposed that they divide and search for a comfortable room to rest in. Alex ascended to the second floor, and to feel a chilling breeze caress the nape of his neck. He whirled around in terror, and his gaze caught sight of a looming figure at the periphery of his vision. The tall, dark figure was a woman with long, inky black hair and a pallid face. She appeared to be suspended in the air, as if levitating above the ground. Frozen with terror, Alex was unable to move a muscle as the spectral woman materialized right before him. Her gaping maw emitted a piercing shriek that reverberated throughout the entire house, and then she vanished into thin air. Dazed and shaken, Alex stumbled down to the living room, where he found his friends. But after a moment, he realized that he couldn't hear their voices. He had gone deaf, consumed by the horror of the encounter. Suddenly, a voice whispered their names from above, and the group froze in fear. Gina bravely volunteered to investigate, ascending the staircase with trepidation. Upon reaching the top, she was confronted by a ghastly apparition, standing ominously before her. The sight of the decaying face left Gina paralyzed with fear. In an instant, the specter lunged at her, its eyes glowing with a fiery red light that blinded her. Gina's screams of agony and terror echoed through the house, but it was already too late. The fiery red light had left her blinded. Upon hearing her cries, Amy and Jake scrambled to her aid, racing up the stairs to grab hold of her arms and guide her down the staircase. Fumbling and tripping over one another, they all stumbled out of the front door and away from the haunted house. When they turned to look back at the house, they saw a woman standing in the doorway, cackling with manic glee. The harrowing encounter shattered the group's friendship, leaving them traumatized and haunted by the unexplainable. They knew they had encountered something that defied explanation and beyond their understanding. Even worse, the specter with fiery red eyes and a chilling laugh continued to haunt anyone brave enough to venture near the abandoned house on the city's outskirts.